good, people? What's good, beautiful people, man? Welcome to another episode of Critical Baller. Now, if you did not know, tomorrow the round of 16 starts. The round of 16s in the Champions League will start tomorrow, 5:45. We'll have our first game. Now, in this episode, we will be talking about the Champions League this time around. We will be doing all the predictions. I'm going to tell you who I think in each game will go through and why I think they will go through. And then, yeah, you can cook me in the comments if I get it wrong, but it's just prediction, it's just predictions. I'm just telling you what I think and then why I think that team or this team will go through. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. First game, PSG versus Chelsea. My team, PSG versus Chelsea. Now, this one I think is 50-50. I'm not even going to lie to you. These are the two teams that have played the most games in Europe since the beginning of last season. So, rightfully so, they've been struggling with injuries. PSG, they've been struggling with injuries all season, despite them being top of Liga. But they're neck and neck with Lens, actually. They're neck and neck with Lens. And, yes, PSG have been struggling a lot with injuries. Their controller, Fabian Ruiz, has been missing since early January. Chelsea, Levi Colwill, man, at the beginning of the season got injured. So we've been struggling a lot. Cole Palmer barely got any kick until recently. So these are two teams that are really fatigued. I think it's going to be 50-50 because both teams, they love shipping goals, man. Especially PSG, man. PSG, the last couple of weeks, man, they've been shipping goals for fun. They play against Monaco 3 times. They've conceded 7 goals. Despite them beating them in the playoffs in the Champions League, they play Monaco on Friday and then conceded 3 goals against them. PSG will give you a chance. But at the same time, these guys, my team, they will give you a chance. That's just who they are. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm going to go for Chelsea. The reason why I'm going to go for Chelsea, not because I support Chelsea, because I think the fact that Chelsea will host the second leg at Stamford Bridge will be a big advantage for them. And then, I feel like the PSG front three are not fully flowing like they were last season. So, but you never know. They could just turn up, literally. They could turn up on Wednesday and just put 5 past us. It wouldn't surprise me. But I expect a really, really good game. Really battle. Straight, proper scrap in the midfield. But yeah, I got Chelsea going through in this one because the second leg, the fact that PSG are missing some key players like guys like Fabian Ruiz. So yeah, and Ousmane Dembele is just coming back from injury as well. So I expect Chelsea to go through in this one, especially with Cole Palmer coming back. You know what I mean? Joao Pedro right now, as we speak right now, is the striker in form in Europe right now. The most informed striker in Europe, Joao Pedro. Yeah, that's no debate. Like, I mean, you can look at the stats. The stats says it all. So, yeah, in this one, I expect Chelsea to go through. Let's go on to the next one. This one, Galatasaray versus Liverpool. Now, this one, I think this one is a 50-50. And this one could bring us some really, really, really good surprise. Because Galatasaray, they've been playing really well this season in the Champions League. And they've already played Liverpool and they beat them as well. So I expect a tough one tomorrow because this will be the first game, 5:45. This will actually kickstart the round of 16. So, and especially Liverpool, you never know with Liverpool this season. They blow hot and cold. So, despite with all the stuff I just said, I still expect Liverpool to go through because the fact that they're going to play the second leg at Anfield, and with the Anfield factors, so I expect Liverpool to find a way to go through in here because of the experience that they have as well. So, yeah, I'm going with Liverpool on this one. Now, the next one is probably the biggest one of this is the biggest game in the round of 16. Real Madrid versus Man City. Now, this one, I would normally say it's 50-50, but Real Madrid have been shocking, man. If you haven't watched Real Madrid this season, they've been shocking, man. When it comes to the defense, like, to be fair to them, they've been having a lot of injury this season. So, I mean, they couldn't keep a stable backline, whether it's Rudiger, whether it's Militao, whether it's even Trent, who just signed this season, Alaba. They couldn't, like, even Højlund, who just signed as well. So they've been struggling with injuries this season, man. Even Bellingham is not going to be available to play the game on Wednesday. So yeah, and City, all of a sudden, City are starting, to find their form again, and their centre backs are coming back. Ruben Diaz is back. They got some new additions, guys like Semenyo, Gehi, and Rodri is finally finding form after an ACL. So I expect City to go through it because not only they beaten Real Madrid this season at the Bernabeu, but the second leg will be at the Etihad. So I expect Man City to go through, especially with Pep. Do you know what I mean? So Pep is going to go against a novice in management in Arbeloa. So I expect Man City to just breeze past Real Madrid, even though they say Mbappe is probably going to be back, but Mbappe has been struggling with knee injuries, so I don't even expect Mbappe to be available on Wednesday, if I'm being truly honest. I expect him to be available for the return leg at the Etihad, but despite all of that, I still have Man City going through because Real Madrid, they've been struggling with a lot of things, and them sacking Xabi Alonso, I don't know why they did that, but it wasn't helping at all because I don't think Xabi Alonso was the biggest problem at Real Madrid. I think there's other problems at Real Madrid, but yeah, we're gonna get onto that in another episode. But yeah, this one, Man City is definitely going through. The next one, Atalanta versus Bayern Munich. Come on, man. No disrespect to Atalanta. I know they beat Chelsea, my team, but this is Bayern Munich are a different kettle of fish, man. They're the best team offensively in Europe. They got Harry Kane, man, who's scoring goals for fun. Jamal Musiala, who's back from a long-term injury. You got Olise, he's rolling right now. You got man like Luis Diaz, came from Liverpool and looked like he's been playing at Bayern for the last 10 years. So, and you don't even get me started with the young teenage Leonard Card. So I expect Bayern Munich to just steamroll Atlanta, especially with the second leg at the Allianz, man. This is gonna be easy. No disrespect to Atlanta. Maybe they can surprise me, but I still don't think they're gonna beat Bayern Munich in 2 legs. Let's move on to the other side of the bracket. Now this side, there's been a lot of chat about this side, So let's get into it. We got Newcastle versus Barcelona. Now in this one, these guys they already played this season, so I expect Barcelona to win it, especially with the second leg in Barcelona. I expect it because Newcastle, they blow hot and cold. I mean, even Eddie Howe said it. He doesn't know what team will turn up. He literally said, he said in the press conference, I think it was like a couple months ago, he said sometimes he doesn't even know what team will turn up. Despite him picking the 11, he doesn't know. Newcastle, they can't play 90 minutes. They've been struggling all season to give a full 90-minute performance. They played a good 45 minutes, and then the next 45 minutes they go to sleep, or they go to sleep in the first 45 minutes. The second half they turn up and then they get results. So I expect Barcelona, with the way they control the game and Pedri's being back, Lamine Yamal, he's probably the best winger in Europe right now. So I expect them to steamroll Newcastle and go through. Now, let's move on to the next one. Tottenham versus Atletico Madrid. Now, Tottenham is fighting for relegation against Atletico Madrid. No disrespect. We're not going to waste any time in here. Atletico, they're going to beat Tottenham, man. Especially with the way Tottenham's are struggling right now. I expect Tottenham to actually have their priorities somewhere else. So I expect Atletico to just go through easily here. Now, this one, the next one here, Bodo Glimt versus Sporting Lisbon. Now, this one, I don't know where this one is going. I'm just going to pick Sporting Lisbon. Even though Bodo Glimt have beaten Inter, they've had a really good campaign in the Champions League, to be fair. So it wouldn't surprise me if they beat Sporting Lisbon. But I'm gonna go with Sporting Lisbon because Sporting will host the second leg, and they got my boy Quentin who will be back at Chelsea next season. So yeah, I'm going with Sporting Lisbon. The next one is Bayer Leverkusen versus Arsenal, man. Let's not waste any time in there, man. Arsenal, the best defense in the world. Do you know what I mean? The best defense in Europe. I mean, they barely concede any goals. They're the set piece kings. Do you know what I mean? Everyone is moaning about the set piece. Just defend it. I don't have a problem with Arsenal scoring set piece, man. I don't have any problem with it because I've watched France in their first ever World Cup winning their first ever World Cup, scoring 2 goals, 3 set pieces, both by Zidane. So I don't have any issue with it. I mean, another example, if it wasn't because of set piece, we would have never won the Champions League because Drogba literally equalized against Bayern Munich in 2012 because of the set piece. So I don't have any issue with Arsenal scoring set piece, being physical in the box. I don't listen. The only thing I'm gonna say to everyone, like all those people, all those fans that are complaining about the way that Arsenal like play their set piece, the way they're wasting time and stuff, just stop them. If you can't stop them, stop moaning about it. Just simple. So yeah, I expect Arsenal, man, with the second leg at the Emirates to literally steamroll Bayern Leverkusen, man. Come on, this is 2 different kettle of fish. Arsenal ain't wasting no time. They could Arsenal with their second 11, they could probably beat Leverkusen. So yeah. Now let's get into the quarters now. Quarterfinal, Chelsea versus Liverpool. I mean, this one's gonna be 50-50 as well. So because both teams, they blow hot and cold. So honestly, this one could go either way. So I will probably have Chelsea. The reason why I will have Chelsea is because I believe our attack is a lot more dangerous than Liverpool's attack this season. So, and our midfield has been a lot more stable. And obviously, we're ahead of them in the league table as well. So I expect, despite the second leg being at Anfield, I mean, Arne Slot has really struggled with against Chelsea since he's been at Chelsea. I think he's only beaten us once. So I expect Chelsea to go through and progress to the semi-final. Now the next one is Man City versus Bayern Munich. This one's gonna be tough. But I'm gonna go with Bayern Munich because they will host the second leg at the Allianz. And the fact that they have the best attack in Europe makes me think that they will find a way. They will definitely find a way to beat Man City. But you never know with Pep, man. He's got all the experience in the world, so maybe I'm wrong. You never know. But this is just prediction, you know. I'm just telling you what I feel like is gonna happen, but it might happen, it might not happen. This is just prediction. We're just playing games. Do you know what I mean? So now let's move on to the other side. We got a proper Spanish battle in there. I'm expecting to be a proper Spanish battle. We're not there yet. This is just predictions. So, Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona with the second leg at the Wanda Metropolitano. So, you never know. I expect this time Barcelona to learn their lesson, especially with the Copa del Rey just a few days ago. So, I expect them to finally overcome Atletico Madrid over 2 legs. Let's move on to the next one. Sporting Lisbon versus Arsenal, man. Now Arsenal, they're gonna be hosting all their second leg at the Emirates all the way to the final, man. I just don't see how Sporting Lisbon is gonna trouble Arsenal. I just can't see it. So let's not waste any time in here. Right? Arsenal, Sporting Lisbon ain't beating Arsenal. No disrespect to Sporting Lisbon, but this is a different kettle of fish, man. Arsenal, they're a whole totally different beast. And I expect them to steamroll Sporting Lisbon as well. Just breathe past them. And then move on to the semi-final. So let's go. What do we have in the semi-final? What do I think will be the semi-final? I expect the semi-final to be Chelsea versus Bayern Munich. 2 teams who played each other this season already. And I think this will be too much for us. Even though I'm a Chelsea fan, I just don't think we will be able to cope with Bayern Munich attack, especially with the second leg at the Allianz. I don't expect us to go through right here. I think Bayern Munich will have too much for us, and I think the lack of experience will show. And I think Bayern Munich will head to the final. Yeah. Let's move on to the other side. The other side will be Arsenal versus Barcelona. Pretty similar to the semi-final that Barcelona played last season against Inter. A team that's very defensively, very solid, versus a team that's very attack-minded, like Barcelona, who plays with high line. I just don't think they can go through. They can beat Arsenal with that high line. Mikel Arteta is a very cautious manager, and he will make sure they keep the back door shut. And I expect Arsenal to take full advantage of the physicality that they will have over Barcelona in terms of set pieces, in terms of duels. So I expect Arsenal to finally make it to the final since 2006. Here we are. This is my prediction for the Champions League 2026. I expect it to be Bayern Munich versus Arsenal. First in the league phase versus second in the league phase. Now you see Arsenal, they've been placed in all the competitions. They are in the final of the Carabao Cup. They've just drew Southampton away in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. 7 points clear in the Premier League. Doing very well against Bayern Munich, who probably will wrap the Bundesliga by then. But despite all that, I expect Bayern Munich to beat Arsenal. And the reason being is because when they played at the Emirates, Luis Diaz, their press trigger wasn't there. And I expect Jamal Musiala, the addition of Jamal Musiala to be a big factor in how they're gonna open up Arsenal. And I expect Bayern Munich to win the Champions League. Now let me know if I'm wrong in what, let's say 3-4 weeks. We'll see. But these are just predictions. We're just having fun. This is just predictions. So let's see where we're gonna go. And then tomorrow I'll do a preview of the big game between Chelsea and PSG at the Parc des Princes. I'll be there. So we'll do that tomorrow. Until next time, guys. Peace and love. Be safe. Be safe.